Yo guys, what's going on? Got some more BT1 action for you guys. I'm really excited for the English release. We are finally getting the official release in January, but as you guys probably know, there have been tournaments going on, there's been meta reports, there's been lots of stuff happening in the past couple of weeks since late November, since we got like the pre-release and people have finally gotten their hands on the English card. So here I'm with you today to show you guys my purple deck. This is a Lillithmon purple variant. I think that's probably maybe not the best, but I think it's the best, and it's my favorite version of purple rather than like Beelzemon, Millenniumon, Turbo. And it's the one I'm going to play when I do get my hands on English cards. So you'll see I'm against blue. Blue is, I would probably say, the best as far as like pure tournament results have been going on. We had like the official Bandai Invitational, and we've had like plenty of other online webcam tournaments going on. And blue has seemed to take the top spots in the last couple of tournaments. So it's looking good for blue, and honestly, they just have so much going for them. I'm playing this purple build at the bottom. You'll see I had that Tapermon, I had a Gabumon on the field, and my opponent's just setting up. He's probably setting up for some sort of Metal Gurumon play, maybe a Plesiomon, and just Omnimon. Omnimon's just a super powerful card, and if he does get that on the field, I am in trouble. So I've got the Imp as well. Got a Digimon in the back, so if he does try anything, I'll have the Vengeance ability, and I'll be able to take something out, maybe if he swings with a Mega or something like that. I also do have the Trump Sword, so that is nice. We'll be able to get rid of anything that I don't like, anything that's troublesome. Grizzly Wings for the recursion as well. I don't have a mat, so no Tamer, no confirmed like 3 memory every single turn, so that's kind of unfortunate. Now, I'm not entirely sure if I would have agreed with that decision. He attacked with the Monzaimon there, the Gorillamon as well, which ends up dying to my Beelzemon. Now, he did get the draw off of Upamon, which was like, okay, maybe his hand was like really bad, he wanted to unbreak his hand. But Monzaimon is, I think it's only like 6,000 or 7,000. I don't know if I would have agreed with that. That's a little bit risky, but it did maybe potentially give him that Metal Gurumon, so he's going to Digivolve that for 3, draw a card off of that, and the next turn he'll have an attack with that, and then potentially set up for an Omnimon. So unfortunately it is rested, so I can't actually Trump Sword it. But I do have the Devimon, so I think the best course of action here would just be to Digivolve the Gabumon into the Devimon, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So then that way I'll be able to deal with his Metal Gurumon as well as draw a card, actually 2 cards, and discard 1 off of the Gabumon effect. So I'm going to draw 2, drew into Piedmon there, another Trump Sword. I'm going to discard a Trump Sword because I don't need 2 in my hand, especially because I do have Lillithmon, so the possible recursion with her effect is possible as well. So I'm going to attack with the Impmon. I'm just going to sacrifice him and then mill the top 3 cards of my deck, and I think my trash is either 10 or very close to 10 at this point. So now what I can do is Digivolve into the Vilemon. I'm going to leave my opponent with 1 memory, and then I'll have a blocker for next turn, and then potentially I'll be able to go Pumpkinmon, Lillithmon if he does give me 3 memory. But we're going to see a Gomon go down on the breeding area as well as a Gorillamon. So yeah, I do have 11 cards in my trash, so that's nice. Lots of the effects in this deck do become live when you have that much trash, and unfortunately for me, my opponent has double Vulcan's Hammer. I think he's activated 3 of them in this single game, so he's going to double Vulcan's Hammer for the Gomon, right? He gained 2, and then he's just going to use 2 to play the Gomon, and then he is going to Digivolve into that Were-Garurumon. So that's a little bit scary. Luckily, I don't have anything like lacking Digivolution sources, so he's not going to be able to get that security attack. There are a couple things I could do. Unfortunately, that thing is still in his raising area, so I can't like Chimeramon it away. But I could probably go Pumpkinmon, Lillithmon. I checked my trash earlier. I'm not actually sure if there are any option cards in there right now, so that might not be the best play, but I think it's still decent. Piedmon could also come down. Piedmon is a 12 cost, so that would leave my opponent with 9 memory, which I'm always not like a fan of. I think I'm only running 1 Piedmon in this deck just because I'm not a fan of giving your opponent that much memory. Yes, Piedmon is a fantastic card. Same thing with Puppetmon. Puppetmon is an amazing card, but the cost of those cards is just so high. A lot of times your opponent can just make a comeback. So yeah, I'm just going to Digivolve the Pumpkinmon and then go straight into Lillithmon. Hopefully he doesn't have any answers for that. Oh, okay, awesome. I did have the Trump Sword. So I've got triple Trump Sword in my hand right now. And then next turn I'll be able to activate these cards, reduce their cost by 2 because of Lillithmon. And then if he does somehow get rid of the Lillithmon, I do have the inherited effects of both Pumpkinmon and Gabumon, I believe. So I'll be drawing a lot of cards that way. He is going to maybe... Okay, so yeah, he's going to bring out the Weregarurumon. There's a little bit of hesitation because he does know I have the Trump Sword now. Well, I've got multiples for him, but he might, if he doesn't have a level 6, he might wait a little bit here, but it's potentially, he might swing just to like avoid the Trump Sword, but then he risks dying into my security. So he's going to swing with the Gomamon and it run into that Wizardmon. Gomamon is going to die. And then we are going to see the 3-cost Gomamon, the one with the inherited effect of gaining 1 memory when it's destroyed, played for 3, and then the Weregarurumon is going to swing. So luckily for him, he didn't die, and I think he's just trying to avoid Trump Sword at this point. Maybe, but I don't know. That is still like not a good play because I can just attack over him with Lillithmon. He will gain a memory. So that, I mean, that's a little bit unfortunate for me, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So I'm going to flip over that Pokemon, Digivolve into Tapirmon for free. I do only have 1 security, so I need to get rid of like a lot of cards this turn because he could just rush me. And I'm end up losing that way, even though I do have so much card advantage and so many cards I can play. So first of all, I'm just going to attack with Lillithmon. He is going to gain 1 memory because of that Gomamon effect, but I'm just going to clear that threat off the field. And I could potentially Grizzly Wings here for free. Yep, so I'm going to play that for 2, get back Itmon, and that's actually going to gain me 2 memory with Lillithmon's effect, so it is going to net 0. And then I'm going to Digivolve straight into Beelzemon and destroy his Gomamon. Beelzemon is an awesome card because since I do have 10 or more cards in my trash, I can just Digivolve him straight onto Itmon. No need to go into Champion Ultimate. I can just go straight into Mega. And then I get rid of one of his level 4 or lower. So he wasn't able to close out the game that way. And he is going to Digivolve into the Gorillamon. And just going to swing on security, and he is going to run into the Vilemon, which I believe they have the same amount of attack. Yeah, they both have 6,000, so Gorillamon is going to die, and now it is looking very good for me. I've got lots of options in my hands, lots of option cards. I could Chimeramon anything if I need to the next turn, but more than likely, I think I'm just going to walk away with this game. He's going to hard play the 6-cost Garurumon, and I'm going to draw, bring out the Tapirmon from the breeding area. Got 4 memory to work with. I do have 3 attacks, and then I can probably just, like, I could Trump Sword that, and then, like, you know, for a 5-cost. Lillithmon is actually going to die, so it might have been worthwhile to go with that play instead, but this way I just got attacks in. So I'm going to draw lots of cards because of that. Beelzemon is going to attack. And then I could attack with Tapirmon here as well. He does only need 1 more attack, so like if I don't do anything about that Garurumon, he could just kill me next turn. But I'm just going to play the Chimeramon instead, get rid of his Garurumon, and get rid of my Tapirmon, drawing a card in the process. So now I've got 2 Digimon for next turn. Chimeramon is a 7-cost, but luckily, since I did have 4 memory, I was able to get away with not leaving him with too much. So he's going to Digivolve Gabumon and then Garurumon, and with only 1 memory left after that play, I don't think there's too much he could do. I do have another Lillithmon, I've got Piedmon, I've got Trump Swords for days. He's going to leave me with 1, but unless I run into like a Cocytus Breath in security, I'm most likely just going to win this. So I'm just going to attack with the Beelzemon and run into Grizzlymon, and that is going to be the first game. Alright, so game 2, I'm actually going to start again. My opponent let me go first, which was kind of weird, but, you know, going second in this game isn't, like, the worst. Like, you do get the card advantage, and typically you'll always start your turn with, like, a couple memory. So I'm just going to flip over that Pagumon, Digivolve into the Gabumon there, and unfortunately, no champions, so this is a bit unfortunate because I do have Lillithmon, I do have the, what is the Back for Revenge or Rematch or whatever, that purple option card in my hand. So so I could, you know, gain some advantage off of that. But unfortunately, I'm just going to have to hard play the Pumpkinmon, leaving my opponent with 7 memory. However, I'm inclined to believe that he also break, because he's going to hard play the Garurumon and then just go straight into Leopardmon, which I thought was very weird, especially because Leopardmon's effect only activates on like level 4 or lower. However, I think that's probably like, it was like his only play and he wanted to draw off of that, considering he didn't actually have any level 3s to go on top of the Upamon in his breeding area. So still no rookies, or champions, I mean. So I'm just going to Digivolve the Lillithmon. Nothing in my trash, so I'm not going to be able to, you know, get the free recursion, but I'm just going to swing into security, and then luckily, if somehow Lillithmon does die, I will get the draws off of the Pumpkinmon there. But I'm just going to play, I said Piedmon. I'm just going to play the Trump Sword for 7, and then it's going to be reduced by 2, or I'm going to gain 2 memory because of Lillithmon there. I could have also, like, attacked with the Gabumon, maybe, and then, you know, got some cards in my graveyard with Pokemon's Inherited Effect. But I decided I just want to, you know, leave him on field in case I do draw a level 4. So we're going to see a Gomon in the raising area, as well as a Gabumon play. Gabumon's going to draw him 1 card, and then Digivolve straight into the Garurumon there, leaving me with 1 memory. So after that, I'm going to be able to draw and make Lillithmon active, and then unfortunately for me, no level 3s, but I did draw the Devimon, so that's cool. Now, I could back for revenge, or rematch. I keep saying back for revenge. I could rematch here, especially because I do have Lillithmon. Now, I probably should have just activated that before. That was kind of like a misplay, because Lillithmon could have died in security, and then I wouldn't get the free activation of this option card. But I'm going to get that activation on Gabumon. Gabumon didn't actually die, so, I mean, it's whatever. And then I'm going to mill a card with the Pagumon effect, but now I will actually get use out of the option card. So I'm going to Chimeramon away his Garurumon on the Gabumon, and then Gabumon's going to come back because of Rematch's effect, leaving my opponent with a 6 memory. But I do have the Devimon for next turn, so in case he puts down something I don't like, I can Digivolve the Gabumon into it. I do have the Rematch, so that's an option. And then, you know, maybe if something dies, I could Piedmon them back. So, even though I don't have too many cards in hand, I only have 3 cards in hand, which kind of sucks, but they are 3 powerful cards, so I've got at least a chance to deal with this. So he's going to Digivolve into that Garurumon, play the Gomon, and then activate the Blue Mats effect, where whenever you do play a blue Digimon, you get you can rest it. And then I believe take a Digivolution source off the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. So, and then he's just going to Digivolve into the Grizzlymon, drawing 1 and having a blocker on field. So he's going to, you know, I'm not going to be able to win this turn, more than likely, but I'm going to attack with the Lillithmon and then run into the Gorillamon in security. I was debating on whether to attack with Chimeramon. I'm probably not going to, like, Digivolve Piedmon, so I didn't really care if it died. I just want the attacks in. And then I'm just going to get rid of that Garurumon before it becomes anything that I don't want to deal with. With only 1 blocker, he's not going to be able to do anything, so that is going to be game. If you did enjoy the video, guys, let me know. Subscribe for more Digimon content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.